Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Severed vlog. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode about Cold Harbor theories. Now, if you're interested in hearing all about Dylan G, stay tuned because that is what we're talking about today. Dylan is one of the characters that we don't really know much about his Audi life until the end of season 2, where he wants to resign from Lumon and he submits his resignation request. But we do see his Audi's wife on the severed floor because of Dylan's good behavior.
He dumb?
No.
He a dick?
No.
What is wrong with him?
Oh, nothing's wrong with him.
It's kind of odd because Dylan was the reason the OTC was flipped in season 1, but I think he's improved so much since then that they wanted to reward him. And maybe they knew that he was thinking of resigning, but they could not have that for their company. On a side note, Dylan is literally one of the funniest characters, if not the funniest, on Severance, and he just keeps the mood high for the viewers, I feel like. It could be a terrible scene, and then Dylan pops up with one of his lines, and you're going from panic mode to laughing because Dylan is seriously so funny.
Come on, you gotta go right now! Go!
Fuck you, Mr. Milchick.
A theory that was relevant before we saw Dylan in the Audi world with his wife, who did visit him on the severed floor, fans were saying that that was an actor brought in by Lumon. She probably worked for Lumon, but later on we found out that it was in fact not an actor and that was his real wife. And the reason he got severed was because he couldn't keep a job. He didn't know what he liked, but he needed income to help his family survive and help them make money. So he got severed and now he works at Lumon, and it was the first job that he was actually able to keep until the end, but I don't think he resigned. I think he's going to stay at Lumon, unless if Lumon obviously goes up in flames because of the season 2 finale.
Husband has had trouble keeping other jobs.
Another interesting thing about Dylan, and kind of a theory that fans have, is about his job interview with the door factory. So he goes into the interview and the person interviewing him basically looks exactly like him, like a doppelganger or basically his clone. And fans say that it basically shows you can't escape Lumon. He obviously didn't get the job because once he said he was severed, it was kind of him getting turned away from that job. So there's a few things to break down in this. Number one, the interviewer looking exactly like Dylan.
You remind me of me, Dylan.
Kind of goes to show that there are people out there that look exactly like you, but it also could mean that Lumon is behind it and Lumon basically runs the whole town or the whole world wherever Dylan is. Basically, there is no escaping Lumon, and once you go out Lumon's doors and you walk into a new door, Lumon is still relevant in your life, especially because you are severed. Which, going a little more in depth with this, if he is severed and people know what the severance procedure is, they know that it should only work at Lumon or if the OTC is flipped. So why would that be a turning away point for the interviewer once he found out Dylan was severed?
I was a severed employee, so.
You're a severed.
Yes. Yeah, I was. But, it's just me here, and I'm...
Well, Mr. George, thanks for coming in.
What?
We'll consider your application thoroughly.
Another weird thing about this is his Audi life is kind of as weird as his innie life. He's obviously not happy with his marriage, his family, his kids in the outside world, but when his innie finds out about it, he is nothing but happy. We know he got mad about when the OTC was flipped for the first time and he saw his son, but he was his innie. He had no idea who it was. And then after that, when they had their little dance party, he kind of jumped Milchick basically.
doing? What the hell? Jesus!
He just wanted to know about his son, but that was his innie talking. And I feel like if it was his outie who'd be way less enthusiastic, it may just be because he's like settled into that life and it's his normal, and his innie wants to know about his outie life. And I think that's probably the most possible thing.
Daddy!
What the fuck?
We told you to count to 1,000 and wait outside.
Is that my kid?
End it.
Another thing I love about Dylan in the innie world is how much he loves the little perks that they get, like the finger traps, the waffle parties, dance parties, the melon bar, anything like that he is just obsessed with. So it kind of just goes to show how brainwashed he may be, or his innie may be, because those perks are so small. Like, if you remember back to my episode 1, where we talked about how they're kind of treated like children, and I don't think Dylan realizes that, so he gets so excited about these things.
Please refrain from boasting about previously earned waffle parties.
Feeling attacked?
Dylan is also there for his friends on the severed floor. He obviously wanted to do the OTC to help them all out, but that was also partly because he saw his son, and that's why he kind of volunteered to stay in Lumon and flip the switch so they could experience their outie life as innies. So he's obviously there to help. Him and Irv got really close.
You're a good friend, Dylan.
Since he is a team player, when he was looking over his outie's response to his resignation, he heard choreography and merriment going on. And I think he wanted to know what was going on, or that was the decision of him being like, I'm staying here, like this, I love this job, or I need to see this through, I need to do what Irv was doing, anything like that, because we know the whole hang in there thing, Dylan knew what it was because he left the note behind the painting that said hang in there, or the poster that said hang in there. So he's clearly trying to either bring Lumon down or just keep fighting for what the innies are fighting for, which is to know the truth, I think.
I left it there behind the poster.
Why didn't you just take it?
I just didn't. Okay, I don't want to get in trouble right now.
My personal opinion on Dylan is I think he's a very underrated character. He might not give a lot to the plot itself, but he's that funny guy.
Good. I owe him a fucking belt cut. Now tell me.
You know, he keeps the spirits high. He's just funny overall, and you can tell he's a team player, and he's just there for everyone, which I love, but I wish his outie would be more there for his wife and his children.
What the fuck?
I also think season 3 is going to look so different for Dylan than season 1 and 2 did. I think he's really going to step it up, and maybe he'll try reintegrating. We never know. But I really hope that we see more of his outie life and just him like trying for his family, maybe finding hobbies in the outie world, or just realizing that he has a good life.
And we live on a cattle ranch?
So I obviously just love Dylan, but that is it for this vlog. Now, if you want to come back next week, I am going to be joined by a guest that has never seen Severance, and I am just going to explain the plot and everything that she needs to know using slides. So you'll be able to see my presentation along with her reaction, and we're just going to go down the whole entire plot of Severance, but the speed version. So see you next week.